Hi everyone, welcome to day one of the Instagram and Facebook Stories Challenge. So I've got quite a lot lined up for you today and I'm really excited to be able to bring you day one and also some little tips and things like that that we're going to be doing. So I just want to let you know that, hi Sabna. So if you are joining me today, we are going to be looking at what we can do with our Facebook and Instagram stories. So all this week, we have some activities planned for every day of the week. But before we move on to that, I just want to briefly go over with you why I'm so passionate about bringing you stories. Hi everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm just going to quickly run through a little presentation that's all around what we're doing with stories. I know some of you may have seen this, but it's just a really quick, brief summary of what stories can do for you and how powerful they are. And then we're going to move on to the actual challenge. Okay, brilliant. So I'm just going to share my screen with you briefly. So we're going to look at the power of using stories as we enter the digital era. I'll make that a bit bigger for you. So what that means is that we are actually going to be looking at how you can incorporate stories. And I want to just tell you, like, what are stories? Because I know a lot of you have jumped into the group hoping to learn a little bit more about stories. The Instagram and Facebook stories experience, a little bit of introduction to why stories, using stories on Facebook and Instagram, and how you can repurpose your content. There is a bit in this overhead about Pinterest, but we're not going to cover that today. A little bit about me. I'm a digital visibility strategist. I am a go-to person, anything techie. So not only will you learn why you should be doing it in this challenge, you will be also learning some bits on how to do it so that you don't feel left behind. I'm also a finalist in the Digital Women's Role Model of the Year 2020 and Digital Women Mother of the Year, and I'm also a Facebook certified digital marketing associate. So quickly, what are stories? They are short 15-second updates that you put into your stories area on your Facebook and Instagram accounts. Each section lasts for 15 seconds, but they only last on your stories for 24 hours. So you can have a little bit more flexibility with what you want to do. Now, there is some research around how many story updates you should put in any 24 hours. And the best opening rate so far are between 2 and 10. So during this challenge, I am only going to be asking you to put 4 updates up. So 4 separate little stories. And those separate little stories are going to be telling your fans and your viewers something about you or something about what you do. The stories also can consist of text, images and videos. And I know a lot of you have been doing a mixture or not as much of one or the other. And because it's on your mobile in an upright position, it's a very fully immersive, so you can really capture people's attention. So we're only going to be going over Facebook and Instagram stories during this challenge, and I'll be introducing Pinterest stories later on as we work through these ones. I don't want to get too many things confusing. So like I said, they're in a prominent position. As you can see from the slides, the stories on my Facebook are right at the top of your newsfeed. So the first thing people see, and they are really, really easy to find. You can look at why stories. So 1.7 billion accounts actually use Facebook stories in any given times in the year. I don't think that's a day. I'd have to check that. Facebook stories are the user's fingertips. They're in the prime position. 74% of users are on Facebook, so that's why it's important to not only utilize your Facebook business page and your personal profile stories, but also your business stories, because they give you some extra benefits and some extra strategies can be made with that. And there's 80 million small business owners on Facebook business pages, so your stories will be seen by so many people, and 96% of people are active on their mobile, which we know already that mobile is the go-to element. 500 million users use Instagram stories every day. Now, I know that probably sounds a little bit overwhelming, that, oh, why my stories stick out? But if you're consistent and you use them regularly, then they will start to be seen by your audience and your 5-star clients. It's about 80% of Instagrammers follow at least one business on Instagram, and 200 million users visit brand profiles at least once a day. 70% of users are looking for new products and new services and new brands on Instagram, and 60% of users find those brands whilst they're looking. When you use Facebook and Instagram stories together with your business accounts, you can make magic happen. And this is what we're going to be going over today. You can have a free swipe up in your Facebook business page stories, even without 10,000 followers. And I used that this morning. If you want to check my Facebook stories out today on my business account, on my Facebook business page, you'll see that there'll be a learn more button there that you can click. That takes you off of Facebook to where I want you to go to. As it happens, that goes to the challenge landing page. We're going to skip over Pinterest stories. So the future is in the stories that you tell, but it's creating them with purpose. There's lots of different ways that you can use stories: videos, adverts, days in the life, more adverts. There's lots of different ways. And this is an example of how I use it. You see on my learn more button there on the bottom left in the first picture, you can see that I have a swipe up which takes you to places. So the reason we're going to do this week's challenge is I want you to start being consistent with your stories, but also to set clear and specific goals for your story strategy. They're like any other social media platform. Facebook and Instagram, you need to have a goal and you need to have a strategy worked out, and your stories are part of that strategy. And we're going to look at how we can do this together. Types of content you can consider. We've already gone over like boomerang and hyperlapse. If you missed those videos last week, then please pick them up in the group. They are there and they show you all about those things. And then we have the normal text, selfies, and etc. Okay, so I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to go into the challenge. So let me just stop that share there. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, first of all, is I want to say hi to everyone. So if you are here and you haven't, and I can't see your name, that I can actually put you up on the, actually onto the screen with me. So if you want your name and your profile picture to come up there, if you have any questions at the end, there is a small little link that you need to click, which is giving StreamYard, which is the app that I'm using, permission to share your profile details. So a lot of you are coming up just as Facebook users, which is perfectly fine. Just tell me where you're streaming in from today. That would be great. And then I'm going to kick off with what we're going to be looking at today. Now, today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at creating a story which is all about you. So I put about me because it's going to be about me, but it's going to be about you. And what that consists of is we're going to be sharing 4 sections of different uploads into your Facebook business page stories or your Instagram stories. Now, hands up which one you want to use. You can use whichever one you want for this. You can either start on your Instagram stories or you can start on your Facebook stories. If you have your Instagram account connected to your Facebook business page account, you can actually share those stories across completely automatically. So maybe if you can let me know in the comments below whether you are going to be popping it onto your Facebook story or your Instagram story. It doesn't matter, whichever one you want to do. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to ask you to take a screenshot of your story once you've uploaded it. So like when you've got it up on your phone and you've taken, like you've got your story up here. So like my story's up there at the moment. I'd like you to just take a screenshot of it, any part of it, and then pop the screenshot under this video to show me that you've done it with the hashtag about me. Now that hashtag, I'm going to help you do the actual story itself. We're going to be doing 4 sections of the story, which means that we're going to do 4 individual uploads. Now, you can actually, if you want to do that as one whole minute of videos, you can use the hands-free app. You know, the one I showed you where you can press record and you can just talk to people and it will take up to 1 minute of your recording, which, because this is 15 seconds each upload, that would mean that you've got your 4 uploads. Okay, brilliant. So what I'm going to do to show you how to do this is I'm actually going to share my phone screen with you, and I'm going to bring that up onto the picture with me. So you're just going to have to bear with me just quickly while I do that now. And let me just do that quickly with you. So I'm going to bring my phone up and I'm going to show you how to do it on your Instagram stories to start off with, and then I will show you how to do it on your Facebook business page stories. Now this is your business page stories from your phone, okay? you can do, you can actually do stories from your desktop, but we're only going to be doing it from our phones today, and maybe we'll look at that another time. So we're inside my Instagram account. So as you can see, hopefully you can all see the screen. Maybe just give me the thumbs up to say that you can see the screen. So what is on the screen at the moment is my Instagram account. So this is my profile account. And what I want to do throughout this is I want you to do 4 sections, and those 4 sections, the first photo, the first section of it is going to be a photo of you. Okay, so the first photograph that we're going to show is a photograph of you, and to do that, what you need to do, I'm just going to take that off so you can see the full screen, is you go to your profile and then you go to the home button, you know, the bit at the bottom. I'm going to just stop the scroll, the ticker thing at the moment, so you can see the whole phone. And then you need to use your finger and you need to go from the left and move it to the right, like so. Okay, if it doesn't do that straight away, then don't worry. And then at the bottom, you see you have like this little camera with little arrows. That means that you are turning the camera to face you. Now you can take a photograph quite close up like I'm doing now, or you could do it with a photograph of like showing your office. So you see like I've got my office behind there, and you can see everything. So if I do a photograph like this, so that's the first photo. Now on that photo, I'm going to want you to basically say hi to your fan base. Now, these 4 photographs that we're going to put up, or updates, are going to tell a little story. So the first one is a photograph of you. So you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to do the about me. So we're going to actually introduce yourself to a fan. So that's there. So you can put what's known as a little emoji to just say hi. And to get that, you need to go up to the top where you see where it has that little sticker. So you've got the text, you've got the squiggle, and then you've got this little sticker. Then you're going to type in hello. And as you can see, there's lots of different things that you can stick on that sticker that we've got. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to just use this one. And I'm going to hang that little one off my little bungee thing for my phone. Okay, and that's the first one that I'm going to do. Now, what I'd like you to do is, if you want to put a hashtag in which represents your business, you can do that by clicking the letters, and you can have up to 8 hashtags, but for this purpose we're just going to do 1, and I'm just going to put in what I do. So I'm a digital visibility. I'm just going to put digital visibility. Okay, just tells people what I do. Now, as you can see, I want to put a little background to it. So I just press the A with a little star at the top left, and that gives a little background. And if you want to change the way the text is, you can just press that button. You see how it changes it to different ways it looks. And also, if you want to change the text color, you can just play around with the colors down the bottom. So you can have a little play with those. So I might do black, and then I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to pop that down here. You can pop that wherever you want to. Now that's the first slide. So I'm going to click send to. Now I'm going to click share, and that's going to go to my Instagram stories. Now, if you want it to go to your Facebook business page stories at the same time, you can see that it says Anita Wong, your Facebook page stories, just down the bottom, just below the little heart. Now, that means that I can share this automatically over to my Facebook business page. So if you do have your Facebook business page and your Instagram business account connected, then you can do this. Some of the interactions that you use on Instagram don't work over on Facebook, but we're going to go through those a bit later. So we're going to click share to my Facebook as well, and I'm going to click done. So now what happens is that at the top, that's my picture there. You see how I've got my new picture. So what I want you to do is I want you to do 4 of those to explain what you're doing. So the first one is to introduce yourself to your fans. Then the second one is to tell people what you do. So basically, you're going to give a text update to what you do. So to get that, we've got Alexandro here. Actually, he's probably here watching. You can probably see himself doing his qigong, which is great. So what we're going to do is we're going to do text updates. So we want to follow on from this particular one with another little story for them. So to get to the text updates, again, you do the house bit at the bottom. Let me just take that off a second. Oops. And you just slide to the right. And instead of doing a photograph of yourself, you just want to go to where it says create. Now, this create button allows you to type in some different information. You can change the color by tapping the bottom right-hand little circle. So you could perhaps try and get it to a similar color to something that maybe you like, or you could even have it as a black background or a gray. When you want to type, you just click the type button, and then you can then just tick the type. So it's just, I'm just going to put hi to all my new followers. Now you could say, hi, this is my first stories, and I'd love for you to give me some love. And I'll show you how you can give people love on their stories. But you can do, hi, this is my first story. Please follow along for more updates. So I'm going to go, hi to all my new followers. Just letting you know a little about me. Okay, now you can just press done, and then with one finger you can move that up and down if you want to. You can actually, with two fingers, you can actually make it smaller and bigger, and you can turn it at an angle. You can really do some nice stuff with it. Okay, now you could possibly put a little wave there. So I'm going to just put wave and press return, and then down the bottom you get lots of different little emojis that you can do a person, you could do a little doggy, you could do anything you want that you think is like representative of you, or you just want to say hi, you know. So I might just do this little funny little one and might make it up a little bit like that. Okay, if you want to put a hashtag on here to help with search, you can. I'll tell you why afterwards. That hashtags on Instagram really work well for search, but they don't work as well on Facebook. So you can obviously utilize the hashtags here on Instagram. To do that, you would, again, you can either do one hashtag by using the hashtag button. So I'm going to put empower, because that's what I'm helping you do. I'm empowering you to do some new stuff. You can tap it to make it slightly see-through and colourful if you want. And then again, you just go ahead and click send. Share, and I'm going to share it to my stories as well. So that's the second one. So now what we've done is we've done the first one, which is introducing yourself with a picture of yourself. Then we've done the second one, which is a text update of what you do. Then the third one, what I want you to do is I want you to think about one of the pain points that you help solve with your clients. So highlight, so tell people what you do, okay? Not how you solve it, but what you do. So again, you can actually do a picture of, you could do a normal photograph, or you could take a picture of something in your office, perhaps. So I could take a picture of this stuff here. So I could take a picture of me, and I could put here that I solve entrepreneurs' visibility issues. So that's one thing that I do for people. I solve their issues, and I'm going to show in the next one how I solve those issues. So let me just let the computer catch up with me, make sure everyone's okay. Let's just check that we've got any comments coming in. Okay, I will answer some questions in a second, so don't worry. I will go back in and stop the share and answer questions, so don't worry. And you can also re-watch this, so don't worry about missing some of these shows. I'm trying to go quite slow. So again, when you press to share this, you can do your hashtag if you want to. or you can add your hashtag little button in. Maybe you do one, and then it's I'm going to put pain point. But you can use some keywords that are fixed with your problem. So then you share that again and you click done. Now the last one is actually, how do you solve that problem? So I'm going to do another, I'm going to do a picture of me. And what we do with the last one is you can either highlight how you help. So you could actually say how you help people. So I help people by educating them how to use the tools at their fingertips. But you could also ask your viewers a question. So for instance, here I've highlighted the pain point previously. So here I could put, how can I help you? So if I wanted to ask my fans a question, what I would do is I would go up to the little sticker button at the top, and I would use the question tab. Do you see the one in the middle underneath where it says GIF and the time? There's this one that gives you the option to ask a question. Now, when somebody asks you a question, the answer that they put in there is shown underneath the story, but also you can reach out to them with the answer in Messenger, inside direct messaging. So ask me a question. So I'm going to change that to, what do you find difficult when using stories? And I'm going to let them answer that. Now you can make it a different color if you want to, or you can leave it white. I tend to like leaving it a little bit white or just slightly off color. Maybe that nice pink's quite nice. So I'm going to leave that like that, and they can type their answer in. They can ask me a question in there. So what do you find difficult when using stories? So I'm going to write here, ask me a question. And I'm going to pop that up there. And then I'm just going to press send to, and I'm going to share it to my Instagram stories. Now, this particular question tab sticker actually works on inside of Facebook stories as well. So I'm going to share it to my Facebook stories, but I'm going to show you how to find your Facebook business page stories. So now what we've done is we've done 4 uploads to your stories, and that's really new for all of your friends. Okay, so before I move over to Facebook to show you how to do a Facebook business page story, I'm just going to quickly answer a couple of the questions. Okay, so we had a question about, we didn't know that, let me just see here. Okay, so Claudia's connected hers together so she can share. Let me see. Is the video going to be possible to watch later, please? Yes, it is. It will be inside the group for forever. I will leave it in the main feed, but I will also create what's known as a unit on the side, and it will say Facebook and Instagram's stories challenge number day 1, and it will be there. Ashley said she didn't get where to press. Can you just give me another, like, maybe explain that a little bit more? Can't start story 2. Story 2 is exactly the same way. You go to your home page. So let's just go back. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to share that. So story 2 is exactly the same way. You have to click on the little home button at the bottom, and then you have to swipe to the right. So let me just show you so that you can see this as well. What we have to do is to get to where you want to go with the stories. Now, this is looking at my phone. This is your profile, okay? Then what you need to do is you need to go to the home button on the bottom left. So that gets to where your normal feed posts are. Then you need to use your finger, and you need to hold your finger on the left-hand side of your phone and swipe it to the right. So again, you hold it to the left-hand side of your phone and you swipe it over. It's almost like you're opening up a door, okay? And then you do your story like you would normally do. Okay, so let me just see. Question: when you have this explanation, do you recommend we share the same stories on IG and Facebook business page? What about the Facebook profile? We can use the same. Okay. Facebook business page, and I love all these questions, so please do ask them. It's perfectly okay for you to ask these questions, because this is why we're here. We want to learn how to utilize stories properly. Obviously, I can't give you a whole how to use stories in 5 days, okay, because it's just not possible. There is so much to do, but the basics I am happy to help you with so that we can get started and we can start showing up on our stories. On your Instagram account, you have 3 different types of account. You have your personal account, which is what most people open straight away. Then you can update that to a business account. Now, the business account enables you to link your Instagram business account to your Facebook business page, because Facebook owns both Instagram and Facebook. So they've joined forces to allow you to create a bigger visibility strategy. And that's what we're all about. We want to be visible to our 5-star clients. We want to be visible to our ideal audience. We want them to see us in as many places as possible within the social platform that you're using, so that you don't have to do so much work. So your Facebook business profile, your Facebook profile, which is your normal stories, which a lot of you are using, you cannot connect to your Instagram account. Your business profile your Facebook profile is also only visible to the people you want it to be visible to. So if your personal profile settings are to be seen by friends, then that's the only people that will see your stories. The business page stories they act exactly the same way as your normal stories. They're seen at the top of the feed, but because your business page is public, everybody will see your Facebook business page stories. Okay, so let me just see. So Darius said, I didn't know Instagram had a business page as well. So yes, they do. It's the same account, you just upgrade it. So if I share my screen with you again, what we do is you go to your home page and you go up to the 3 little lines at the top right, which is what is called as hamburger menu, and you go to your settings. Inside your settings, at the very bottom, you see it says about and help. Above that, it says account. Here at the very bottom of that, let me just take the question off. It says switch to personal account, because I'm already on a business account. If you're on a personal account on Instagram, it will say switch to business account or switch to creator account. We are all entrepreneurs here, and we are all on Facebook and Instagram to publicize our businesses to the wider community. So we want our account to be a business account. There are lots of different benefits with being a business account on Instagram, which we will go into at a later date. But one of the main ones is that you can connect the 2 together. Okay. Okay, so Anita says, as your first story is playing, tap on the story button again. Yes, you can do that as well. When you're looking at it, you can do that. But what happens is that once you've put a story up on your up the top here, once you've got these stories up there, okay, you won't see, you see how at the top left, you've got the very top left up there, you see my picture where it says your story, and you've got the little plus. You can press that to make a new story if you want. That's another shortcut into it. Or you can do what I did and go back to the home button and swipe to the right. So there are 2 ways of doing it. When you're watching your story, so you've put your first story up, you can click the plus button at the top left hand side to open your stories up as well. If that's easier for you, then of course press that, do that way. Okay. I've lost how you ask questions. Okay, the questions are inside the actual little sticker tab. So let's go back up here. I'm just going to quickly take a picture. Up the top, we have 6 options. We have the download button, we have the filter button, which we will go into another day. we have the link button, which you can activate on Instagram if you have 10,000 followers or above, or you are using IGTV. This is the sticker button, and this sticker button is where you will find your question tab here at the bottom. You can also just write questions and it will bring up the question for you. See how it's brought that up to the top. Okay. Gal says she thinks hers are connected, which is great. Where do I see if my Instagram and Facebook is linked? You go into your profile. So here we will go back to our account. We just discard that. So go back to your home page. Let me just wait for this to catch up. Okay, go to the three little dots, three little lines at the top right hand corner again. Go to settings. Then go to account. And down here it says linked accounts. You see where it says linked accounts? Here. And there you can link your two accounts up. If it doesn't show anything there with Facebook, then you can click on it and it will ask you to link your account. Okay, brilliant. Okay, let's have a little look. My account is already a business account. I didn't know that yet. Usually if you set it up, or you may have just done it inadvertently, which is great. I cannot see the switch to business account under the account button. Okay, it will be there. You just have to go down to the bottom. I only have a business account linked to Facebook. Should I create a personal profile to Instagram too? No, you can't create a link between your personal profile and your Instagram account. You can only do a link between your Facebook business page and your Instagram business account. If your business account is not, if your Instagram account is not a business account, then you won't be able to link them. Okay, so I know that's a lot of information. I just want to remind you that today is all about me. It's a way for you to introduce yourself to your fans in your stories. Now, I've done Instagram. I just want to briefly show you how to upload to your Facebook business page stories from your mobile phone. So I'm going to open up my Facebook account. So I'm going to share my screen with you again. If you have any other questions about that, I will answer the Facebook questions at the end. All you've got to remember to do, and this is an introduction to it, okay? So don't allow it to stress you out. Just take your time to do it. You can put the little cross up on the left-hand corner and take it down. It's perfectly fine for you to do that. And if you make a mistake, you can delete them, so it's not a problem. But remember, it's only going to be there for 24 hours. So if you don't like, it's a way of you expressing a little bit more about you. Okay. So we're going to have a quick look at Facebook business pages. And then if you have any other questions, what I'll do is I'll look at them again at the end, and then I'll go in and answer them after this live. So let's go to the Facebook account. So here I'm on my Facebook account. Now this is my general Facebook account, okay? This is like where we all go when we log into our account. Then what I want to do is I want to go to my Facebook business page. So we want to go to our Facebook business pages, and we want to go to our page. So this is how you get to your page. This is my Anita Wong page. Now, as you can see, this is the sort of view that you're going to get because you're admin of your Facebook business page. So you will see it. If you're struggling with Instagram, just go to Facebook and do it on there. It is an introduction, and I don't want you to all get like too stressed about it. I really want you to sort of like help. I want to help you become more visible. So just getting up one type of story, either on Facebook or Instagram, is perfectly fine this week. You can concentrate on just one of those platforms. If you're used to doing your stories on Instagram, just do them on Instagram. If you're used to doing your stories on Facebook, but usually on your profile, I want you to have a go at doing them on your business page. Okay. So here I'm on my Facebook business page, and as you can see, I have my near my profile picture, there is a little blue plus button next to my name. That's, if I click that, it's going to give me some options to create a story or to view my story. So if you've already got a story up there, then you'll be able to view your story. Otherwise, you need to create your story. So you're going to go ahead and click create story. So this is on your Facebook business page, okay? Not your profile. This is your Facebook business page. So just a reminder of how to find that. On your actual Facebook business page, you see you have that, your profile picture, and you have that small little plus, that blue plus. You click on there, and then you click create story. Now that's going to open up a few options. You have your option to put some photographs from your photo gallery already. You also have the option to select from the top text, boomerang, mood, selfie, poll. We're not going to go there at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to click the blue button in the middle. You see at the bottom I've got that blue camera. I'm going to click that, and it's going to open up exactly like it opened up in the other stories on Instagram, except the features aren't as good in Facebook. They're a little bit more limited. Again, what you can do is you can turn the camera to face you, and what you can do here is you can take a photo. So remember what we're doing. We're doing the first photograph is one of us. So it's the take a photograph of yourself for slide number 1. So we're going to take a photograph of myself. And here, this is where it's different from over on Instagram, because instead of the options being along the top, they're on the right hand side. So as you can see, we have the sticker button, we have the text button, the draw button, the effect button. We're not going to look at any of the ones underneath that. We're just going to concentrate on the stickers. So all the text. So the stickers will allow you to do a hello. Now you can do a hello using your own emoji on here, or you can click the GIF button and type in hello. Just a little bit of a different way around it. Then you can choose one of these lovely little emojis to use. I should quite like that one. And I'm going to pop that down here on the right. So to move it, you just need to put your finger on the actual emoji and you can move it around the screen. Okay. So because it's sort of on the right, I'm going to just pop it down there like so. So she's sort of sticking herself up from the rest of the screen. Okay. Now that's there. You can make her bigger by stretching her with 2 fingers if you want to. So if I wanted to make her bigger, I would use my 2 fingers and stretch her. You see? So now she's popping up from the corner. Now that's my first one on the hello there. Remember we said introduce yourself with a photograph of yourself. And then all you have to do with this one, and I'm going to just take that off, is you see at the bottom it says share now. Now that little picture, that little emoji that I've got is my profile picture on my business page. So I'm going to click share now for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click share now. And the little blue is whirring around my Facebook business page. So that's visible now. And that will show up on my story in a second. Anita, the image has gone a bit blurry. Is it just me? It may be you. I can just do that, but it doesn't make much difference taking me on and off. So let's just see what happens. Hopefully it's still there. Let's see. Okay, so now to view the story that I've just put up, I click on the profile picture again. And instead of creating a story, I view the story. And I've obviously got some other ones in there that I did this morning. So I'm just going to flick through to the one that I've just done. So there's the one that I've just done on my Facebook business page stories. Now, what happens with this is that the story is shown up here in the normal story feed. You see along here, mine will show up. Actually, there is Claudia's. You see, Claudia's already doing hers. Claudia's here, actually on this challenge right now. There she is here. This is so awesome. I've created 4 stories on my page, and I can see them now. These are playing. So Claudia's actually done. This is her Facebook business page, and the beauty about this is that when you click here, it takes you straight to her Facebook business page. So these are the advantages of using stories. But you saw how I found that story at the top of my feed. So this is where all of your stories will show up. As you can see, Amelia's up there. So a lot of you will suddenly start having a presence at the top of the news feed where you weren't normally seen, because normally only your updates are shown in the feed here, which you have to scroll down a long way. Whereas now you're being shown at the top. Okay, so I know there's quite a lot of information, so you just do exactly the same. So the next one is the text update. So you go back to your page, okay, and you click the plus button and you create your next story, which is the text update. So for the text update on Facebook, you can use the text button at the top. Go ahead and use the text button, and it's automatically gone blue. That's probably because of Facebook. Then you can use that small little circle and you can change the color of the background to suit your mood. So you might want it like a sunset. That's quite a nice one. Let's just let it catch up. I just want it to catch up while we're doing this. Okay, so there you go, it's caught up. So now you do your typing. So now it's like the introduction, isn't it? It's like what you do. So it's like, hi, I help entrepreneurs to use stories to make their businesses visible. Yeah, so I've done that. So then I click done, and that sits there. Hi, I help entrepreneurs to use stories to make their businesses visible. And then I go ahead and I click share now. And it goes on. And then you just keep doing that until you've done your 4. So remember, the first one is a picture of you. The second one is a text update. The third one is highlighting a pain point. So you can utilize a picture or a text update for that. So again, you click the little plus, you create your story. You could have a photograph that you've used previously if you wanted to. So I could actually just use that one that I've already done over on Instagram that my camera roll saved for me. And I've already got it there ready. Okay. And I can then just utilize that, and I click share now. And then the fourth one is to highlight how you can help. Now the question, if you are transferring it automatically from your Instagram stories to your Facebook stories, the question option works. But if you're only concentrating on the Facebook stories, which we're doing now, then you need to add your question. So again, you want to create your story. You want to take a picture. Let's just let it catch up. So then I'm going to put a sticker. So with the sticker, I'm going to use the sticker button. And instead of looking for it, you see it's here, it says question. So I'm going to ask a question. So how can I help you get more visible? Then I'm going to pop that down near the bottom, and I'm going to allow them to ask me a question. And then I click share now. So now what I've done is I've uploaded my story. So I'm going to view my story. Let's let that just upload. So that's my first story that I did with you guys. Then I've done my second story, which is telling people what I do. Then I've done my third, which is what I solve. And then I've done my fourth, which hasn't gone up yet. It's just, now I've got my question. Now to do the questions, if you tap in there, you see how I tapped in there. I can actually, how can I help get you more visible? So then I could say, I don't understand how to use stories. So then you, as the person watching, would then click the send button, and that would go to my messenger. So I've clicked send there, and it will be sent to me inside my business page messenger account. Okay, so that is quite a lot of information for you guys, and I know it seems it does seem like a lot, but that's because you're new to stories. But the basics are there. All you need to do, choose which one you're going to start with, because I know that we have multiple users here. So choose whether you want to do your updates on Instagram stories, which is perfectly fine. You can use that cushion. Do you see that cushion over there? That one. You can do it on Instagram. If you're not used to using Instagram stories and you want to have a go at doing on Facebook stories, you can use the Facebook business page stories. How cool that I have my cushions in the right place. What I would like you to do is take a screenshot of your first story and share it inside the group. I don't know if you're doing that already, whether you've shared it in here or whether I should create a new thread for it. But I think just share it under this live. Okay, once we're finished, you'll be able to go off and do your stories, and then go to the group and share your screenshot of your stories with the hashtag. So add your story in with the hashtag about me. So day one, you can write day one if you want, but it's about you. You're explaining to your fans who you are and how you can help them. Okay. So I'm going to have a quick look through the questions. I know some of you are having problems getting your, I can't switch to business account under the account button. So what I would do is, if you are having problems connecting your Facebook, your Instagram account and making it into a business account, I suggest you go to the App Store or the Play Store and you update your Instagram app. Okay. It may be that your Instagram app needs updating before you can do anything like in the back end. So go to your Facebook, go to your App Store or your Play Store on your mobile phone and make sure that your Instagram app and your Facebook mobile app are both updated to the latest version. Then have another go at making your account a business account. I will do a brief little video. In fact, there is a video in the group already on how to do that, and I will make sure that I put I bring that up to everyone's attention as well. Quite a few of you are saying that you can't do that, so I would suggest you update your apps to make sure they're at the full level, and then have another go and going in there. I have 2 Instagram accounts. I'm not sure which is the personal, which is business. The one that's the business account will show the analytics. So you will have an insight button at the front of it and you'll be able to choose it from there. Claudia, like I said, we showed hers, which is great. Can you use Facebook business stories first, then connect to Instagram? No, unfortunately not. Facebook will not allow you to send from your Facebook business page to Instagram. It only allows you to go from Instagram to your Facebook business page. Hopefully the image is better, Zoe. Done my 4, which is great. Now remember, I'm going to be using StreamYard the whole time. This is how I've come live with you, so I can get all people's details up. Now you see here it says Sadna's got here. This is great. I can see who that is. Somebody here, it says to me Facebook user has done their 4, but they haven't clicked the StreamYard button. So the StreamYard link is will allow me to actually, and I'll pop that in. Let me just what happens. Hopefully, I just want to copy it. Basically, you have to go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and it will allow you to actually let me see who it is that's making the comments. Let me go to the group and I will pop that in now for you. Oh, there I am. I'm going to pop that in there. And then you'll see that that's come up as one of my comments. If you click that, that means that you can actually, I can actually see who it is. Somebody said, I lost you on the Facebook, how to add questions. Okay, so to do the questions, you go into your Facebook account. I may have lost that. Hang on, I need to just reconnect. In a second. Let me just reconnect my share. Okay, let me just go back to my page. Let me just quickly take a picture. I'll do it on a plain background, and then you guys can see the stickers better. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. Let me just get it up for you. Okay, so the stickers for you to add your question are at the top right hand side. You see how it says stickers? You click the stickers, and there underneath where it says poll, then it says question. You add the question by clicking that, and then you can ask a question. Okay, and then you just type in your question there, and that's how you get the question up, which is great. So let me just see. So are stories visible to my followers or to everyone? If you're doing your Facebook business page stories in Facebook, then they are visible to everybody. They are in the public domain for 24 hours. The same way as with Instagram, because you've made your Instagram account a business account, it's open to everybody so the public can see it. The difference between your Instagram stories and your Facebook business page stories is that on Instagram, your stories are searchable using a hashtag. So if somebody goes onto Instagram and types in German teacher and you're using the hashtag German teacher, your stories will come up as well. I think this is Suzanne, says, I'm using my iPad to do my stories and I cannot find all these emojis that you mentioned. They should be there on your iPad as well. The iPad app is not as good for stories, especially on Instagram, as it is with Facebook. I will connect my iPad tomorrow when we do day 2, and I will show you how you can utilize your iPad as well. That helps, because I know some people are using their Facebook, their mobile phones, but I do have an iPad. I can connect that up as well. Debbie said thank you, that's brilliant. I know it's been long. I'm sorry it's been such a long session, but I think it's just, it needs to be so that you guys can understand. Very helpful, thanks. Haven't done it as yet as I want to. Yes, that's perfectly fine. Now, I want to actually, that's a really good point, Sally. So thank you for bringing that up. One of the biggest aspects of planning your stories is that it has to be in line with your goals. So when we are doing our stories in our overall strategy, so we're using social media to publicize our businesses, to attract our 5-star clients, and to make it easy for them to connect with us. We all have a motive for being on social media, and a motive I mean as in a goal. What do we want to achieve by being on social media? What is our end game? Is it to sell a program? Is it for brand awareness? Is it to get new 5-star clients? That's probably your overall goal. Your short-term goals, which would be, say, like a week's worth of stories, is what you want to think about. So over this week, I'm introducing you to 5 days of content. I'm actually in the process of writing 30 different Instagram and Facebook stories prompts for you. I've got them all written down. I'm just making it into a nice little booklet for you guys. And what we're going to be doing is you'll be able to use those 30 different contents ideas for you to create 30 different days of stories, which is a whole month's worth of stories. But they have to mean something. This is one thing that I'm very, very passionate about, is creating stories with a purpose. The stories are, your future as a business owner are in the stories that you tell, but only if you use them with strategy, with an end goal in mind, so that you can actually make something of the stories. We don't just want to be putting them up for fun. That's why I'm helping you create your stories with content in mind, so that you know what it is that you want to do. So oh, my thing's just gone off. I don't need to do that, actually. Let me just stop share there. So what happens, so someone else says, how often, McGlean says, how often we need to introduce ourselves to our story? Well, I only did the introduce ourselves for this week, but I would say that once a month you should be introducing yourself to your fan base. Now, the reason for that is because you are hoping, as I am, that you will grow your following through your added visibility on stories. We are going to be looking at repurposing content this week, and that's a completely different way of utilizing your stories. So I know that it's been a lot today for you to go through, but I really want you to just understand that if you plan your stories out the same way as you plan your other social media content, that you will start getting traction with them. Now, the plan for the rest of the week is tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to create a how-to story. So 4 segments again, but tomorrow we'll be looking at creating a story that shows your fan base how to do something. Then day 3, we're going to be looking at how you can share a testimonial from somebody who you've worked with before. Day 4, we're going to be looking at how you can repurpose the content you've already created, whether that be in your feed post on your Instagram account or your feed post on your Facebook business page account. It will be, you'll be able to share that into your stories. And then the 5th day, we're going to be looking at actually using stories for promoting something that you're doing. Like my first story on my Facebook business page today is about promoting this challenge to a wider audience. So we're all going to be doing those 5 different topics this week, but I just wanted to show you how powerful stories could be. I'm amazed that we have been going for 1 whole hour already, so I do apologize that it's quite a long one, but I think it needed to be a little bit longer for this one because I was actually showing you how to do things. Yeah, Debbie just said, great, I was going to ask about sharing testimonials. There is so much that you can share in stories to reach a wider audience, and I am so excited to be able to bring this to you all, and I love that you've all been so interactive with me. So I'm going to stop now so that you guys can go away and think about what it is that you want to put up in your 4 slides. And just a reminder, the first one is of you. So the first one is a picture of you. Okay, so take a photograph of you. The second one is like a little text update to tell people what it is that you do. The third one is highlighting a pain point. So a pain point is something that you solve. So for me, it's possibly one of the pain points of my clients is that they don't understand how to utilize the tools that they're using. So for instance, stories, that's your pain point. You just really don't understand the whole lot around it. And my solution and how I can help is that I do really good how-to videos, and I'll put my hand up and say that I do. So anyway, that's the plan of action today. Please come into the group and take a screenshot of your story. You can take a screenshot of all 4 if you want to, but when you're doing it in a comment, you can only put 1 picture. So I suggest you just do 1 picture. That will show me your username, and I can go and check them out throughout the day. Remember that those stories only stay on your story for 24 hours. I will be showing you how you can save those stories so that you can share them with other people for longer than that. But for now, I think I've given you enough to do today. So I have really, really enjoyed myself, and I look forward to seeing all of your fantastic stories. And if you're watching the replay, I'm sorry it's so long, but you will get a lot of value out of it. So I'm going to go for now, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 midday, and I will see you then. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I'll see you soon.